Before the video gets started, I want to make it clear that if you are a fan of one of these teams that are going to be playing in the playoffs, you might not be happy with my picks. This is a complete fantasy bracket. It's whoever I think and my gut is going to win. They might not win. They probably won't win. But they're just my opinion. It's fun. We're having fun. Enjoy the video. Tomorrow night, the NHL playoffs finally get underway. The play-in round is over. The teams who lost the play-in rounds get the chance at the first overall pick tonight at 6 o'clock. We will be live streaming that. But for today's video, let's create a bracket. If you want to make your own bracket and join a league, my league will be in the description below. Alright, so last year we didn't do too good at all. Last year we were pretty bad at this. Yeah, I did pretty bad last year. So this year, it's going to be a whole new different story. We're going to start in the Western Conference. Vegas and Chicago. Vegas, no doubt in my mind, has a chance to go deep in the Stanley Cup playoffs. You know, the teams who weren't supposed to win, like Chicago and Montreal, I think they have a pretty good chance at giving the teams like Vegas and Philadelphia a little run for their money, but I do think Vegas is going to win the first round. I just think their offense is too explosive for Chicago's defense. Chicago's offense is pretty solid. I mean, you do have Kane, have all those young guys, but I just think Vegas is going to come out on top. I think they're more complete. The statistical advantage obviously goes to Colorado, but Arizona's defense is really good. So this is going to be a close series. I'm going to stick with Colorado, but I do think Arizona could possibly force a 7 and even win the series. Dallas, Calgary. All right. I've been having the Dallas Stars as the Cup champs for a very long time. I think they can beat Calgary. Dallas is structurally better than Calgary in my opinion. I think Calgary's goaltending is still a question mark going into this series. Going into the series for Dallas, you already know Ben Bishop is going to be on top of his game. Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin, you hope that they will be on top of their game, and I think Dallas will win that series as well. Vancouver, St. Louis. St. Louis did not have a good round robin, and Vancouver looked really good against Minnesota. The statistical advantage will obviously go to St. Louis. However, I just like the way Vancouver's been playing lately, and I think they have enough vet/young guns to take down the defending Cup champions. So I'm going to go with the Vancouver Canucks, simply because it's very hard for a team to win back-to-back Stanley Cups. You have to go do that tough schedule. However, there was a 4-month period. St. Louis didn't look too good. Is Binnington going to be the same Binnington we saw last season? I'm going to go with Vancouver. I like Jacob Marsham. I like the young kid, Quinn Hughes, on the blue line. Elias Pettersson, Bo Horvat, former Ranger JT Miller. I like Vancouver in that series. I'm taking the Canucks. Now we'll move on to the Eastern Conference. Philadelphia and Montreal. Boy, I would love to pick Montreal on this one, but in my opinion, I think Philadelphia has the best chance to win the Stanley Cup. So I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Flyers. I think Philadelphia plays a gritty game. Again, a lot of mix of young and veteran players, so I'm going to go with the Flyers. The rematch from last season, the sweep over the Tampa Bay Lightning, Columbus and Tampa. I'm going to be going with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Alright, can they do it 2 years in a row? They played probably one of the best series we've seen in a while against Toronto. I like the way they played. They were down 3-0 and came back to win 4-3, and then were up 3-0 and then lost 4-3 to force Game 5 for Toronto. The way Jonas Korpisalo played in that game proved to me that he's a #1 goaltender. Plain and simple. The way he played and the way Columbus played defensively was amazing, and I honestly think they could beat Tampa Bay once again this year. And now we'll move on to the Capitals and the Islanders. Barry Trotz versus his former team for the first time as the Islanders coach in the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is a tough series to pick a winner from, to be honest. The Islanders are such a good defensive team. Washington has a lethal offense. However, Washington's power play hasn't been that good, and the Islanders, if they can struggle to score, this might be a very low-scoring series. However, I'm going to give the advantage to the Washington Capitals just because of their top scorers. There's nobody on the ice for the Islanders that's better than Ovechkin and Backstrom, and even John Carlson. So they have the offensive advantage, and honestly, that's going to end up being a factor in this series more than most of the series in the East. The Islanders play a great defensive game, and they could win this series. But in my eyes, I think Washington has the better offense, and if the Islanders struggle defensively and they can't score goals, there might be a problem for the Islanders. And now Boston and Carolina. Carolina defensively has been great. Boston had a struggling round robin. I'm going to give this series to the Carolina Hurricanes. The way they played, in my opinion, against the Rangers was one of the best shutdown performances by a team in a while. Alright, so now we have to do the bonus rounds for the first round. So, Western Conference round 1, I believe Vegas in 5. Colorado over Arizona in 6. Dallas over Calgary, they're going to sweep them. Vancouver over St. Louis in 7. Philadelphia over Montreal in 5. Columbus over Tampa Bay in 6. Washington over the Islanders in 7. I think the Islanders have a chance to win that series, even though I did choose Washington. I think the Islanders have a really good shot. And Carolina over Boston in sweep. Reverse sweep. So these are my picks for the first round. Last year I said the Islanders wouldn't win, and of course they won. So most likely every single team that I picked will lose. But this is fun. We're having fun. Now we'll move on to the second round of the Western Conference. Vegas and Vancouver. I think Vegas is going to be able to pull that out. Vancouver, I think they have enough to get it done through the first round, but Vegas is a team to be reckoned with this season. They're coming out after firing their coach, Gerard Gallant. They want to be the best team, and they want to win the Stanley Cup as soon as they can. And this year has been a good year for them, so I think they're going to win against Vancouver. Now we'll move on to the second round, second series of the second round, Colorado and Dallas. I've been betting on Dallas for the past couple of years, and I don't think I can shy away from them against Colorado. If McKinnon plays amazing, if Philip Grubauer plays amazing, then yeah, Colorado's probably going to win that series. But if Dallas just turns it up another level and they lock Colorado down, I think Dallas can win the series, and I'm hoping that happens. I'm betting on them. And now we'll move on to the second round of the Eastern Conference. If Philadelphia and Columbus were to meet, it's the battle of the former Ranger head coaches, baby. I'm going to have to give the advantage to the Philadelphia Flyers. I like the way Philly plays. Defensively, they're just as good, if not a little bit worse, than Columbus. But the way Alain Vigneault is, he'll try to get out as much as he can from Giroux, Voracek, Couturier, the young guys. I think they have what it takes to go far, and I think they can beat Columbus in the second round. Now we move on to the second series of the second round. I had the Carolina Hurricanes beating the Washington Capitals. I think if you're able to stop one of the most offensive teams in the NHL, in the New York Rangers, you have a good chance of going far, especially against a high offensive team like the Washington Capitals. Now, if I had the Islanders and Hurricanes here, that would be a great series. That might happen. That probably will happen. I would love to see that series, and I actually would have the Islanders coming out of that. I just think the way Washington plays, they'll be able to beat the Islanders, but lose to the Hurricanes. I know it's confusing. It's just my gut feeling. Now we move on to the conference finals. Vegas and Dallas. And this is where I have to go hard. I have to go for the Dallas Stars. I think Vegas has enough to do it, but I cannot shy away from the Stars. I just simply cannot. Now, we know my picks are always terrible, so this bracket's probably broken. But I think Dallas has a very good chance to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. And versing them in the Stanley Cup Finals will be the Philadelphia Flyers. Back-to-back years, the Hurricanes go to the Conference Finals and lose. If Philadelphia and Dallas were to meet, Claude Giroux versus Tyler Seguin, Ben Bishop versus Carter Hart, Jamie Benn would be fighting everyone. This would be a series to watch, and I think it would be a hard series. You have the advantage to Philadelphia. I'm going to give the win to the Philadelphia Flyers. Ranger fans are killing me. I know you hate me right now. You hate me. I understand that. But I've had Dallas for the last few years. They lost. This year, I think Philadelphia was one of the best teams during the regular season. Kevin Hayes has been an absolute monster for them. So guys, so this is my bracket. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Join the league if you want to join and make your own bracket. Guys, this bracket's probably so wrong. I've said it like 4 times in this video. I understand that. But you can't always go with the favorite. You can't always go with the favorite. So this is my bracket. I really enjoy all of you. Please stick around, because in a few hours we're going to be starting a live stream. Live reaction for the draft lottery. The New York Rangers have a 12.5% chance to win the first overall pick, so I will be live streaming that. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want more, and I'll see you guys later.